One of the most common requests I've been getting asked is, can you give us some tips for digital painting? And that's what this video is all about. This video is going to be all about the setup, okay? How do you set yourself up for success when you're digital painting? And if you never heard of these techniques, try them out and let me know in the comments if you instantly have gotten better or instantly feel like you can paint easier, paint better, because that's what most people experience after doing these following steps and trying out these techniques. Also, for all those people that have been sharing my videos and supporting my channel, I want to do something really special for you guys. I am going to select one person and give one of you out there a full 1-year subscription to Schoolism courses where you can learn literally from the best in the industry, and it would be all for free. And if you want to switch courses at any time, and this goes for any Schoolism subscriber, you know that it only costs you $1 to switch courses, and you can do this as many times as you like throughout your subscription. After 48 hours of the launch of this video, I will select a winner and announce it in the details of this YouTube video and contact you via direct message or Facebook or whatever it might be. Okay, so all you need to do is share this video and hashtag it Schoolism Tips. And now let's get into the good stuff. You know how a lot of times when you are traditionally painting, you tend to paint up close, and then back up, and then paint from far away, and then go back up close again, and then far away again. Well, with digital painting, what happens is when you zoom in, it goes chunk, 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 and then you kind of lose yourself, right? You got to find where you are again, and that gets really distracting. Not only that, but it also ruins the flow of your painting. So how do you get around this? Well, one of the best tips I can give you that you will instantly get better if you never used it before is opening up a secondary window. Okay, and to do this, all you have to do is go up to Window, Arrange, New Window. Window, Arrange, New Window. And what this will do is it'll open up a secondary window of the exact same document, so then you can shrink one down and leave one nice and big. This way, not only do you not have to deal with that chunk, chunk, chunk kind of feeling and losing your place in a painting, losing your flow in a painting, you also get to look at the painting from far away and up close at the same time, simultaneously. This is such a powerful tip, so definitely check that out. Window, Arrange, New Window. Now, some of you might know how to digital paint, and you're asking yourself, well, why is Bobby telling me this when I could just open up the navigator window, right? What's the difference between the navigator window and the secondary window that I'm telling you about? Well, this is what's different. In the navigator window, you can't zoom in to a little section. You have to enlarge the whole entire window so that you can see a bit closer. Not only that, but you can't actually draw into the navigator window. You can draw into a smaller window though. Well, what would be the purpose of drawing in the smaller window? Well, when you draw in the smaller window, you're simplifying your lines, you're simplifying your marks, you're drawing faster as a result of that. And when you're drawing smaller, what you're doing is you're concentrating on the picture as a whole, which is wonderful. You don't get zoomed in, you don't get focused in on tiny little parts, and all of a sudden you have a great ankle, but the rest of the body looks terrible. You know, these kind of things. So when you are drawing in the smaller window, you're really absorbing the whole entire painting as a whole and seeing if it works as a whole. And that also means that if your painting looks great in the larger window, but really bad in the smaller window, that means you have some great parts to your painting, but as a whole, it doesn't work. So that is a wonderful tip to improve your paintings right away. So the next tip I want to give you is all about reference. Now, one of the big problems with reference is, especially for freelancers that are working on multiple projects at the same time, you switch from one project to the next. A lot of times what happens is we have to open up 20 images, close 20 images, because those are all our reference images. Now, you don't want to actually dig through your files every time you need to open up project A and close project B, and you don't want to constantly search for your files and sort them out, right? You want to keep everything organized, and if you could save some time, that's even better. So what I do is I just expand my canvas. So I have this nice border around the painting that I'm going to do, and I'll start placing all of my reference around the sides. And I'll place it into a folder or just merge it into one layer. That way I can click off and on the reference really quick just with one button. Now this is especially good for those projects when you are perhaps working on something very complex, right? Like say you have reference for the environment. You have reference for the creature that you're painting or the character that you're painting, and then you have reference for the wardrobe and so on and so forth. And you might have like 10, 20 different images for each one of those subjects. You don't want to have to click on and off 10 different images, click on 10 different images, so on and so forth. If it's all in one folder, if it's all in one layer and separated by subject, you can literally just in 1 second click one off and one on, and all of a sudden you have the reference for the background instead of the reference for, say, the wardrobe. But then what if you zoom into your painting, you're painting from up close, how do you see those reference images? Because they're all around the sides. Well, this is when the first tip that I gave you actually translates into a second tip that I gave you, because you can open up a tertiary window, you can open up a third window, a fourth window, a fifth window of the exact same document. So then these windows, you can size them just for the reference and put them all around the sides of your painting, so on and so forth, so that you can see your reference from really up close. You can take each reference that you're using, open it up in a separate window, and zoom into the details or whatever it might be so that you can situate all of your little reference images all around the document. If you've taken schoolism classes, let me know which ones are your favorites. Let me know which ones did you benefit the most from, and let me know in the comments below. I read all of the comments and I answer all of the comments that come in within the first 24 hours, 48 hours. So thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to this channel. All right, take care everybody.